And with the kind permission of my Lord,
yes.
With kind permission of my Lord, I apply to proceed with the adoption.
Yes, please. I'm just looking for your process. Yes, you may proceed.
As your Lordship pleases. My Lord, on behalf of the defendants, we have filed a written address dated 1st day of July 2020. I seek to adopt the said final written address, my Lord.
Yes.
My Lord, the defendant has formulated 8 issues for determination on page 5 and 6 of the said written address. My Lord, we have dealt extensively with each of these issues, and I have little to say in form of adumbration. I hold the court to dismiss the claimant's case and hold that all action steps taken by defendants are within the contractual agreement between the parties. Also, my Lord, there is a reply on point of law filed on behalf of the defendants, but I think that you have to wait till the claimant adopts his final written address, my Lord. That's the position of the defendant, my Lord.
Recording in progress.
I don't know what is happening. Mr. Arike Uyo,
Yes, my Lord.
please can you continue with your adoption? We are having lots of problems this morning at this end. Yes.
Okay, my Lord. My Lord, the defendant, on behalf of the defendant, we have filed a final written address dated 1st day of July 2020.
Yes.
I seek to adopt the said final written address, my Lord, on behalf of the defendants.
Yes.
My Lord, we have said on page 5 and 6 of the said written address, 8 issues are formulated for determination of this honorable court.
Yes.
My Lord, each of these issues have been dealt with extensively.
Yes.
It is the position of the defendant that the action it took in dismissing the claimant is justified under the contracts.
Yes.
That the claimant claimed to have resigned hold no water. In view of the fact that that resignation came in anticipation of the decision of the panel set up to look into the disciplinary issues against the claimants. And in any case, that resignation letter, my lord, did not follow the terms of the contract. No notice in advance was given, and there was no salary payment in lieu of notice. So by law, in law and in fact, that letter of resignation is invalid, whether or not it was accepted by the defendants. So the dismissal of the claimant is effective. It was in line with the contracts of service to which the claimant agreed to. My lord, there are so many other issues there that will be extensively discussed and argued, and relevant authorities have been cited to support the case of the defendants.
Yes.
My lord, we have also filed a reply on point of law, but I think that has to wait until the adoption of the claimant's final written address.
Okay. All right. Yes.
As my lord places.
Yes. Can I hear the next?
Thank you very much, my lord. The claimant's final written address is dated the 15th day of December 2020, my lord. My lord, in the written address, the claimant formulated 8 issues.
Yes.
The claimant formulated 8 issues for determination, my lord. And they are contained at pages 16 and 17 of the written address. My lord, we have succinctly addressed all the pertinent issues. So I will adopt the arguments contained in the final address. And we respectfully urge the Honorable Court to uphold, to find in the claimant's favor with respect to his claims, all its my lord, in the circumstances, amongst other things, the epileptic nature of the internet and so on, I too will not take too much time in terms of amplification, but I will just make a few points, my lord.
Yes.
One of them being that we have demonstrated, in terms of the bad faith by the defendant, various bad acts, such as issuing a purported letter of termination testified on behalf of the defendant, in his own right, a very senior lawyer, and the former company secretary, Mr. Adikamku, admitted that the defendant lawfully withdrew certain sums of money. And I stand to be corrected by saying unlawfully, but he admitted that monies were taken without the claimant's permission from his account. And he even stated that particularly the sum of 3 million. I don't have the exact number, my lord, but 3 million plus from the claimant's account, 3,890,490 naira 98 kobo. But there's no between that money that was taken from the claimant's account. There's no difference between that and other monies that were taken from his account, including the selling of his shares and the withdrawal of money from his wife's account and his brother's account. Court of Appeal discharging and acquitting on all counts the claimant for the charges brought against him on all counts. The defendant instigated the EFCC to appeal that to the Court of Appeal. It's in the evidence, my lord. And they tried at least twice, and the attempt to appeal was resoundingly refused by the bad faith of the defendant. We respectfully submit, and the circumstances we urge the court to grant all the relief sought by the claimant, and including the costs for attorney's fees and costs. We also are making case for attorney's fees and costs. And with that, I rest, my lord. I'm most grateful.
Yes, Mr. Arikewuyo.
As a lawyer, please. My lord, in response to the claimant's final written address, a reply on point of law was filed on behalf of the defendant, dated 22nd day of February 2021. My lord, I seek to adopt the said reply on point of law. My lord, the defendant's position is that the claimant, having considered that he has no local standi to institute an action in the set of third parties' accounts, and which issue claimant counsel admitted and considered to, he ought not to be seen arguing in respect of that issue again, orally, having considered that that issue is valid in law. So his oral submission, my lord, should be discontinued with my lord.
The oral submission in respect of?
On the issue of the third party's accounts, that is the claimant's wife, his brother's account, having considered that the claimant have no local standi, then any oral submission in respect of same ought to be discontinued by this honorable court.
Yes.
My lord, on the issue of the shares, my lord, we have submitted that the claimant, by his own testimony and pleadings, admitted executing an agreement to sell the shares. So having agreed and admitted that fact, he can also not make any claim in respect of the shares sold and his account credited with the proceeds of the sales. My lord, I heard the court to dismiss the claimant's claim in its entirety. All what the claimant is relying on are purely sentimental, that he has been made to serve a jail by a competent court of law and has been discharged and acquitted on technical ground by the Court of Appeal. My Lord, coming to this court, raising that as an issue is purely sentimental. That has nothing to do with the contract of employment between the defendant and the claimant. The issue of not probably being jailed is between the claimant and EFCC and not the defendant. I rest my case, my Lord, and urge the court to grant judgment in favor of the defendant. Most grateful, my Lord.
July 16 for judgment. July 16.
As the court pleases.
Judgment, the judgment will be virtual, and all the details will be sent to counsel.
As the court pleases.
As the court pleases, my Lord.
The case is adjourned to July 16, 2021 for judgment. The judgment will be virtual and the details will be sent to counsel.
As court pleases. Most grateful, my Lord.
Yes, we call the next one. Are parties present? Appearance.
My Lord, the claimant is absent. With due respect to the court, Ahmed Badamosi, I appear for the claimant.
Any appearance for the defendant? Any appearance for the defendant? Appearance, please, for the defendant.
Royal Heritage, this is your matter. Please go ahead and announce your appearance.
Oh, my Lord.
Yes, please.
Would you respect my Lord? My name is Okon Uye. I appear respectfully for the defendant. My Lord, sir, if I may proceed, sir.
Okay, is the defendant present or absent? So that I can.
My Lord,
is the defendant absent?
The defendant is not present, my Lord.
Right. Yes, Mr. Uye, can you proceed? Yes, can you proceed with your final address, please?
My Lord, I'm very sorry. I find myself in quite an embarrassing situation this morning.
Yes.
I haven't waited this long for our adoption. It was discovered yesterday that the address that was filed was an incomplete one that was supposed to be an amended process. So I discovered that there's no way we can proceed with that address because the address is incomplete. So many pages of it are not within what was filed. We discovered just late yesterday. So my principal has asked that I please seek a short adjournment to regularize our process.
Sorry, I don't understand. Say the address you filed.
Yes, my Lord. The final written address of the claimant.
Yes.
Was surreptitiously filed. A wrong address was filed, and it was discovered just yesterday. The address filed had so many missing pages. The arrangements and the copies were not made properly. So there's no way we can proceed with same. We feel so embarrassed this morning, and we will ask that your Lordship is gracious enough to grant us a short adjournment.
Yes, can I hear from Mr. Uye?
Yes, my Lord. Yes, my Lord. My Lord, with respect, before the consideration of an application for adjournment, my Lord, may I respectfully ask that we take our motion to regularize our address that was filed. From the record, I do not have a record of proceeding that this address was ever taken. May we respectfully ask that to take our application dated the 7th of August 2019.
Mr. Uwe, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You might need to amend your own address too. That's why I think we might not need to go that far, so as to save the court some time, because our address will obviously be substituted, and you might need to do another one.
No, what I'm saying, sir, is that our address will have to come in before you file your own. So we want to regularize our address as filed. You probably may take a cue from there to file.
Yes.
My Lord, we are asking that our address be taken so that their motion to put it on address be taken.
Okay.
Thereafter, my learned friend can file his final written address.
Yes. Well, the procedure is very clear. The defense files its final address, and I think that's exactly what.
I'm properly guided, my Lord. I'm properly guided.
Yes, the defense counsel has already filed its address, and it is your response to their address that you have said incomplete. It's your response to that address that is incomplete. So I think the defense counsel can go ahead to regularize the process.
Very well, my Lord. My Lord, our humble application dated the 7th of August 2019 was filed on the 14th of August 2019. My Lord, the application respectfully asks for an extension of time within which our final written address will come in, and also asking for another deeming the said final address as having been properly filed and served. My lord, it is supported by an affidavit of 7 paragraphs, also a written address.
To the motion for regularization.
My lord, I have no objection.
Accept.
In view of that, may I respectfully move in terms of the application?
Others read. The defendant's final address is deemed properly filed and served. Time haven't been extended.
As my lord pleases, I'm very grateful, sir.
Yes, Mr. Gbadamosi.
My lord, as I earlier pleaded, we'll be asking for an adjournment, a short adjournment, to enable us file another address that will be substituted with what we have in the file.
Any objection, Mr. Uye? Any objection?
My lord, you have no objection. It is your case, my lord. You have no objection, my lord.
Thank you, Mr. Uye.
How long is this going to take, Mr. Gbadamosi?
My lord, 2 weeks maximum, my lord. The earliest.
When should that take 2 weeks?
No, my lord, I'm talking about an adjournment, my lord. Okay, my lord, we would like to be guided by the court.
When are you filing the proper?
Oh, my lord, we'll file next week. We'll file next week. We would like to be guided by the court's convenience. Any day the court gives, it's fine, my lord.
You are filing next week.
Yes, my lord.
Mr. Uye has 7
right of
days to
reply.
Yes,
yes, my lord. The lordship will await the decision of the court on the adjournment.
July 6th for adoption, because that is already fixed for virtual.
July, my lord.
July 6th.
Very well, my lord.
July 6th.
1/6, my lord.
Yes, 1/6.
1/6, my lord. July 16th is convenient, sir.
We are grateful, my lord.
July 16th for adoption.
We are grateful, my lord.
I've gone to July 16th.
Yes, I think, yes, the sitting is over. So I will close the meeting.
Okay, that was better. The court has risen.